Brad Johnson here from johnson.audio, and today I'm going to talk to you about the best music production schools to further your musical education. So, there are really three different kinds of ways these days that people are learning how to do audio production and songwriting. The first would be the traditional going to a music production school. Second would be interning for an already established producer or audio engineer. And third would be self-education through YouTube videos and blogs. And I'm guessing if you're watching this video, you're probably already really well versed in watching tutorials on YouTube, going to people's blogs, and you might be thinking to yourself, I've got all this knowledge, I've got all this education, but I just feel like, I want to just get to that next level. So you start thinking about, maybe I need to enroll into an audio production school, or maybe I need to find something to intern for. And so I'm going to talk a little bit into that, and then I'm going to give you some advice and just my own journey. So first of all, I just want to let you know I have never gone to an audio production school. I actually haven't even graduated college. I'm not a big fan of kind of what just this traditional school system that we are brought up in. I think that with institutions that are that large, it's hard for them now to keep up with current curriculum, just about how fast information is traveling, how fast things are changing. I think that more and more the studio is becoming more micro. I know there's going to be people out there that are going to hang on to the old paradigm of doing it with the big studio, the console, outboard gear, all this stuff. And yes, there's some fun in that. There's nostalgia in that, but really everything's moving into the computer. You can do so much in a laptop these days. It shouldn't hold you back. You have so much in there. So as you can hear by the way I'm just talking about it, you might think that I don't recommend audio production schools. And you know what? I don't. I think that you got to think of it. They are a business. They are a big business. Your tuition dollars are what they need to survive. And so they're going to do everything they can to market to you and make you feel like, learning on your own is for the amateurs, but going to their school is for the professionals. And yes, I'm not saying that you're not going to learn something if you go there. I'm not saying that networking is not going to be good. I'm not saying that, there's no value there, but the value for your dollar is what you have to look at these days. Is it going to be worth it to go into thousands of dollars of debt to go to an audio production school to come out the other end, and then you're going to run into the same challenges and problems that you have already right now, which is you might struggle getting clients, you might struggle writing good songs, you might struggle, getting good mixes and having good productions. And that's because you can't cheat time. No matter what, you have to put in practice. You have to put in the time. You have to have patience and see this as a long game, and 1 to 2 years just isn't going to cut it. So it might get you, a good start in the race, but at the end of that race, it might be you might be worse off for it, because you're going to have a lot of debt. Unless you can pay for it out of pocket, then man, good on you. But I know a lot of people out there can't afford that right out of their pockets. So I'm not going to really recommend the audio production school route. I don't think that's the best way for your further education. Second, though, interning. Interning can be an awesome experience. I interned for a well-known music producer. He is a Dove Award-winning producer, and being in that environment didn't cost me anything. I went in there and worked for free, and yes, I struggled with making ends meet, but you know what? Being in the environment, being around working people, and being in the real world is going to increase your knowledge so much. I think that the best, and that's also the best networking, because after interning for him, I did some work for him, and it was just overall a great experience. It's a great relationship builder. You get to just glean off of their experience. They get to show you all the shortcuts, and you're working with real clients. You're working with real people. You're working in the real world. That's different than the audio production school side, where you might be working in theoretics and stuff. And you can correct me if I'm wrong. If you've been through audio production school and you've worked on some real sessions and stuff, then you can correct me. But I think that there's something to be said when you're working with a small team of people and they're showing you exactly how they're doing, how they're releasing records that are being consumed by people and being bought by people, and actually, people are living with that music. So intern. If you can find a way to intern for somebody, I highly recommend it. These days, it might be a little bit more difficult just because, I feel like you have to find the right person. You have to find the right fit. It's got to be the right timing. They got to have a need for it. And, you just have to just pray that you can find that person that will open that door for you. And that's just going to have to, he's going to continue to have to knock. I got really lucky. It kind of fell in my lap, but, it's just one of those routes that I really recommend. Now, self-education, what you're doing right now, this is probably the thing that if you can't find that internship, just keep on learning, but do not just be a person that consumes. You have to output. You have to practice. Put the things into practice. Don't overload yourself with this plugin and that and this tip and this trick and this and that. You have to just take your knowledge, put it to use day in, day out. You have to hustle it. You have to get better at your craft. You're going to have to plug away for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and you'll eventually get better. But you also have to be getting out there and networking with other people. You have to be building your teams. You have to know where your weaknesses are and where your strengths are and build upon that. So now I'm going to make this really easy for you self-educators out there. There are 3 books that I recommend you read. You can throw away all the video tutorials for now, throw away all the blogs, turn my video off. I don't care. This isn't about me. This is about you getting better. So I'm going to give you 3 books right now that you need to go on Amazon. You need to buy. You need to read. And it'll help you out in so much. And it'll give you that audio production school education. I guarantee it. So the first book that I would definitely recommend you read is Bobby Osinski's, I don't know if I pronounce his name right. I don't care. But it's The Recording Engineer's Handbook. This book right here will help you understand all the different kind of microphones, what they do, polar patterns, different mic placements to get you going to be able to start experimenting with it. If you read this book, you can't now say, I'm a professional at audio engineering. You have to actually put it into practice. Work with your microphones, try different placements, see how it affects the way your recordings sound. Second book, The Art of Mixing by David Gibson. This book is awesome for learning mixing. It talks about it in visual representation. It shows colors, it shows size, shapes, and it also explains all the different tools. It's the best audio mixing book out there that I've found. It is really, really good. I highly recommend it. It's going to help you see music. It's going to help you see it instead of just hear it, and it's going to explain the whole stereo field that I talk about so much in my mixing videos. Third and last book that you should pick up and read is a super old school book. It's the Sound Reinforcement Handbook, and it was put out by Yamaha. And this is going to give you the education on all of the different. It's going to give you the theory, the technical. It's very dry. It's really a boring read, but it's going to really help you understand signal flow. Just decibels, what that actually means, the math behind it, and it's going to give you the theoretical knowledge to help you understand actual analog signal flow. So if you really want to go into that world, if you're doing live sound, if you're doing a lot of patching and you're doing big sessions, that book is an essential. It'll give you a leg up. Memorize that stuff, and you will be on your way to actually being an engineer. And so those 3 books, I highly recommend you read those books. Continue your education, but just once you learn something, you got to practice it. Stop consuming so much. I fall into this trap. I'm a learner at heart, and I want to continue to consume. And you have to work. You have to put the work in. That is the biggest thing. That is where your audio production skills are going to grow. That's the best audio production school, is betting on yourself and knowing that you have something to offer. Work on your skill and your craft. Develop your voice. Develop that craft, and then you'll start to level up in the audio production world. Again, this is a kind of a longer video than I was expecting it to be. I hope you got something out of this. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe to get more tips and tricks. I know I just talked about turning my thing off, but I want to give you practical help and just the things that I learned throughout the years to help cut your learning curve down. And I really appreciate all the subscribers out there already and your support. I plan to continue to give you great content here on this channel. If you want me to expand on anything, please comment me below. I love to hear from you. Even just give me a little shout out if you got something out of this. Again, my name is Brad Johnson, johnson.audio, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.